It's the Refined Reseller. Thanks for tuning in to my YouTube channel. Well, I went to an estate sale and I bought a bunch of vintage board games. I bought 20 of them. They're worth a lot of money. They are very special games. They all have to do with the game of war. I'm going to tell you all about them, but before I do, please take the time to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and click the notification bell so you'll be notified when I post another video. Vintage board games, all based on war. I bought all of them at one estate sale. There were 20 of them. The lady wanted between $5 and $10 a piece. And I looked through them and noticed that there's a possibility some of them are not complete. It's going to take a lot of work and a lot of effort for me to go through all of these games to make sure that some are complete and maybe some are not. So I told her I would take a chance buying all of them if she would sell all of them to me for $60. And she agreed to do that. She's kind of a friend. I mean, I go to her estate sales all the time. She gives me some really good deals. And I would suggest that if you go to estate sales, try to be nice to the people who are holding the estate sale, because it's going to pay off somewhere down the line, and it did for me. As again, I bought all of these games for $60. I'm going to take a look at some specific ones to show you just exactly how valuable they are. Now, one more thing, you cannot be an expert at everything. I am not an expert at board games, but I'm going to try to be, because again, some of these are very valuable. But when you buy them already opened, already used, it's kind of like buying a used puzzle. You just don't know if all the pieces are there unless you put the puzzle together. Fortunately, there are some websites that I can go to and I can find out exactly how many pieces are in each game. Some of these games have literally thousands of pieces. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the more valuable ones. The first game I want to show you is this one right here. And the reason I'm showing it to you is because I know it is complete, because it's sealed. It's never been opened. It is Midway, June 4th, 1942. I'm not sure what 0745 stands for, but again, it is a World War II war game. I think this was made in the late 70s, maybe the early 80s. It's made by a company called Avalon Hill. A lot of these games are made by that company. They are specifically made for war, and they look like they're rather complicated games. And I guess you have to be some type of war buff or something to actually get involved with these. I don't know. It's probably something that I would have never played. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at what this particular game has sold for recently. So here you go. This is not completed, but these are active listings, what people are asking for this exact game. These two are brand new. This person is asking $199. This person is asking $299. And here's a pre-owned one for $174. So again, I think I'm going to do really well with this Midway game because it is new in the box, sealed. So what I've decided to do with this particular one is put it on auction. I have already started it, and I started the bidding at $79.99. Hopefully it will get bidded up and I'll do very well with it. Let me go ahead and tell you the rest of the games that I have are not sealed. They have been used, and hopefully all of the pieces are there. Like I mentioned, there are thousands of pieces to these games. And here is one right here that I think is complete. This is Fire in the East, the Russian Front, 1941 to 1942. It's made by Game Designers Workshop. This game is very valuable as well. And let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. They have these things in here that are called punch outs. And as you can see, there are these cards, and you actually punch out these little squares. And I think this particular game has more than 2,000 of them. So there's one right there. I think they have 13 sheets of these. And as you can see, they are not punched out. I did notice when they are listed for sale, it is mentioned whether these items are punched out or not, and these are not punched out. Now, in addition to these punch cards, you get a pair of dice, and you also get maps. This one has 6 different maps. They look like they are very complex. They are octagonal, so I guess you put those punch outs in these octagons. Again, I'm not really sure. I've never played these games, but again, this one does have some value. So let's go ahead and take a look at what this has sold for recently. So here is what it most recently sold for. Here is a pre-owned one that sold for $122.50. There were 8 bids. This was a buy it now. He had it listed for $300 and a best offer was accepted. So I really don't know what it sold for. But here's another pre-owned one that sold for $129. So I'm thinking because mine is complete, it will sell for $129 or more. This one is, it says partially unpunched. Mine is unpunched. This one is unpunched as well. So again, probably $129 or something in that price range. So I am going to do with this one exactly what I did with the other one. I'm going to put it on auction and start it at $79.99. By the way, if you'd like to buy some of these games, you can check out my eBay store. It is definitely a maybe. It's either 3 words, definitely a maybe, or you can put it in as 1 word, definitely a maybe, or you can search out my eBay username. It is Roarman. All right, let's take a look at another one. This one is the War in Europe. This is probably the most valuable one in the whole lot. I'm going to really have to spend some time making sure all of the pieces are here because, again, it does sell for a lot of money, even used. It has, I think, 12 maps, as you can see. And here are the punch outs. And as you can see, they've been punched out and they're actually in these boxes. I have no idea if they are all here. If I'm going to count them up, I'm probably going to have to count to 2,000 or 3,000 of these. But I'm going to spend the time to do it because let me show you what this has recently sold for on eBay. So here are some nice prices for this game. This one sold for $400. It was pre-owned and it sold just last week. This one also sold, there was a best offer accepted. It was for $474.89 and a lower price was taken. This one did not sell and the price on this one was $550. So if I can get $400 on that game that I have, that would be just totally awesome. Here's another one that I believe to be complete. It is the Republic of Rome. It again is an Avalon Hill game. The punch cards are here and they have not been punched out. This one also has a couple of decks of cards that is used to play the game. So again, a very valuable game considering I only paid $3 for it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the sold prices recently on eBay. Here are 3 that recently sold. This one was pre-owned. It was complete. It sold for $145. Here's another one that sold for $114. And finally, one that sold for $99.99. So I'm very confident I am going to get at least $100 for my game. Now here's one that's just a little bit different. This is called Up Front, the Squad Leader card game. It's actually a card game, and I'm going to open it up right here and show you that this is a booklet that goes with it. It's pretty in-depth right here. And then again, you have these punch-out cards, but you also have some cards here. There's 2 decks of cards. I don't know how well you can see this, but a deck of cards here, just all types of different buildings and so forth and so forth. But I have no idea how you play it. It's a little bit different than the other ones. But let's go see what this sells for. So as you can see, it sold for $80. This was pre-owned, as is mine. Another pre-owned one sold for $66, and another pre-owned one sold for $54.99. So anywhere, between 55 and 80 bucks, I'll take that, not a problem. Here's a game that's based on the B-17 Queen of the Skies airplane. Again, a little different, but it sells for a really nice price, so check it out. Here are 3 that sold. This one sold on February 9th for $60 pre-owned, $89.99 pre-owned, and $80 pre-owned. So I'm looking at $75 to $90 on the one that I have, and just really happy with this purchase that I made at this estate sale. Now let me show you some games that are not quite as valuable as the ones I just showed you. These have value somewhere between $20 and $60 to $70. These 3 right here are very similar. This is called Panzer Blitz. These are all, again, Avalon Hill games. Here's one right here. This one is called Squad Leader, the game of infantry combat in World War II. This is Squad Leader. And this one is called Panzer Leader, Game of Tactical Warfare of the Western Front, 1944 to 1945. I'm going to have to, again, go through these and make sure they are complete. And I just might list these in a lot and start the bidding at somewhere like $49.99 and see what happens. Here's another game. It's Western Desert, and it's a Game Designers Workshop. This would be probably worth about $150, but I know it's not complete. I know that all the pieces are not here. So I'm thinking I can just maybe sell it as is and maybe get $20 or $30 for it. Here's another one, Warlords, China in Disarray, 1916 to 1950. Crescendo of Doom, a squad leader gamut. I guess it's just a smaller game, the game of tactical warfare on the Western Front, 1939-1941. Here's another one, Banzai, the game of tactical warfare in the Southwest Pacific, 1941 to 1945, another Avalon Hill game. Here's one titled World War III, which hasn't happened yet, but it's called Team Yankee First Battle. And then I have this one right here, D-Day Invasion Game by Avalon Hill. This one looks really old. This is from the 60s, and it's not in the greatest shape. I think it's maybe worth $25 to $30. I'm going to put this down and we'll take a look at just a few more. Pax Britannica, the colonial era, 1880 to the Great War. Wooden Ships and Iron Men, Game of War. I don't think this is worth a lot. I'm thinking maybe $25. Here's another one, B.H. Liddell Hart, History of the Second World War. This is a task force game manufacturer that put out this game. This is worth about $25. Then I have this one right here, 88, a tactical game of armored combat of the North African Front, 1940 to 1942. Again, about $25 to $30. Then I have this one right here, Cross of Iron, a squad leader gamut. This is probably worth about $25 as well. I have two large ones that I'd like to show you, then we'll be done. So let's go take a look at those. So this one is really cool. It's different. This is Buck Rogers' Battle for the 25th Century game. I would show it to you and take it out, but there's so many pieces in here. I just really don't want to do that. I don't want to lose any because there may be some missing already. I'm going to just have to check it out. This sells for about anywhere from, the prices really vary, anywhere from $50 to $100. I just think it's pretty cool. I mean, it's Buck Rogers, so I'm going to put this on auction and see what happens. And finally, I have this one. This is Dragonglass, another big game. As you can hear, there's hundreds of pieces in here. It's not the most valuable game. It sells for anywhere between, again, $50 and $100. But they have these dragons that look like this. If you can see this, they have blue dragons. They have gold dragons. They have red dragons, as you can see. It looks like a very interesting game. I did see where some of these pieces, like this piece right here, some people just piece them out. This one sells for $7. I'm gonna have to go through this and see if I should sell them piece by piece or just sell the whole thing as a lot, but there's probably, I would say 30 of these, and if you can get $7 a piece for one of these, that's 200 something bucks. So I mean, it might be worth doing that way. I'm just gonna have to figure all of this out. So there you have it, some board games I bought at an estate sale. I think I'm going to do really well with these. It's going to be a lot of hard work. I'm going to have to take my time to see what is there and what is not there. I'm hoping to get maybe as much as $200 for one game, so I'll just have to see what happens. That's all I have for you today. Really appreciate you watching. I hope you learned something, and I hope you keep an eye out for some of these board games, and maybe you'll make some real good money as well. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and click the notification bell so you'll be notified when I post another video. This is the Refined Reseller saying, as always, do like me, buy low, sell high, good sourcing, good selling, and I'll see you next time.